Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. New Lair of Darkness support, the one you see here, Alice. It's coming out in the OCG really soon, so let's try it out. It's already up on Yugioh Pro. This is the current deck list. Some changes compared to the last time I played it was King of the Sky Prison. All, can I call it a hand trap? Pretty much. Kind of protects your back row, plus, fetches a trap card from, well, basically any spell or trap from your deck, so that's super powerful. Depends on the situation, but you saw that double sight in the main deck because it's, I don't need to, explain artifact sight, but the fact that your Sanctum into sight engine is somewhat searchable off of Lilith, plus, there is the trap trick as well. It makes this engine so deadly. That's how it is. It also gives the deck an extra turn to set up, since that's something that this deck definitely needs or lacks, right? It's not the most, at least the fastest deck out there. It's not one of those decks that, like Sword Soul or Tri-Brigade or whatever, pumps out a couple of negations and goes from there. It's not that kind of way. Right. Only one Diablo is in the main deck. I was thinking of adding in a second one, but it's hard to find space. And I want to keep the deck at 40 sharp, and kind of increase the consistency of the deck to, draw those Liliths. Lilith is the most crucial card for your entire deck, since she searches any trap, and, most of the time that will be your Call of the Haunted, what is it called, back to the front, to get her back, right, and go from there. Ideally, I guess you have the field spell or Lair of Darkness also face up on the field during your opponent's turn. But the thing is, with this deck, going second, it's a problem. Even though, as you know, the Lair of Darkness field spell does give you the opportunity to tribute your opponent's monsters away. But still, it's very hard for this deck to go second, unless, well, post side deck, right? Indeed, I revealed King of the Sky Prison, but it was negated by Appaloosa, so reveal the trap trick to search Torrential Tribute, and I guess I make a small mistake. Small. But I probably should have gone for the Sanctum before, right? Again, because of this, just in case of Karas. But because of now, I can't use any other trap, because I already used a trap trick, and of course the one-off trap being Torrential Tribute, at least the one that I'm only allowed after that I activated, at least after the activation of trap trick. So that's a problem, and there's another Revolt, there's another Omen, and I believe Omen is going to banish the freshly set Heavy Stormduster. I think this is, well, Stormduster is more of a side deck card, because, not that many decks are running those crucial back rows, but the thing is that because I'm running double sight, I was like, well, maybe I need that flexible spell and trap destruction that, Heavy Stormduster can also hit your own sight, and that's something that might come in handy. And here I kind of blanked that this was a mistake on my part, and the reason I guess eventually I lost this one is that I thought that, what's it called, the silver... the Link 3 also was a dark, but obviously it's an earth, right? Or at least it's not a dark, so... And on top of that, I drew the field spell, so I was like, no, I have to use a super poly in, like, the draw phase, so the Link 3 cannot use its effect, yada yada. But, I just should have used the field spell and, go for super poly to probably maybe for 3 darks and go from there. Because then my opponent would not have had any monsters on the field, plus I think I had the Ice Dragon's Prison on my side of the field, right? And that probably would have been game for me, but again, small mistake. But that happens, it's fine though. So next Duel, Sword Soul's one of the upcoming decks here in the TCG, and... something I haven't mentioned yet, but I guess it's quite standard for Lair of Darkness decks, because you're rarely, running an extra deck or, pumping something from your extra deck out to the field. Is running Punishment, which is fine. Searchable Trap Trick, searchable off of Trap Trick, so that's why too, there's some 2-buffs in the deck because of that, because of Trap Trick. It's that flexible extender. Well, basically, it's an extra copy of Back to the Front, for example, or any other trap. The third Torrential Tribute, the third Ice, Dragon's Prison, and so on and so on. So, I like King of the Sky Palace. That's the name, right? The big one, 3k attack, 3k defense, protects your back row, plus searches any spell or trap from your deck. Fantastic card. Plus, let's not forget it's also searchable, right? Just like, you know, your Diablos, both Diablos and your King of the Sky Prison, that was the name, is searchable. So that's why, you know, it's superb here in this particular deck. Anyway, so going first, Lilith again, revealing, I guess, Sanctum. That's pretty staple for basically any matchup. Going first, having access to Lilith is fantastic, gives this deck a big boost, and kind of increases the chances of, you know, winning exponentially. So reveal Sanctum, set Sanctum, and go from there. And most of the time, you'll definitely be activating the Sanctum. So yeah, I don't want Zeus hitting the board, and yeah. Sky is indeed dropped to the field for, okay, back to the front, and again, back to the front can, you know, fetch that Lilith in the graveyard to get more advantage, right? Quite ridiculous. So going for punishment, because of the back row. Okay, so Antis hits indeed the back row, you know, it could be Strike, a Revolt, Imperm. In this case, indeed it was the Imperm. The Field Spell Surge gets blocked, but that's fine. Back to the front, okay, there was no Lilith, but what's it called? The level 4 Dark, I can't remember its name, but you know which one I mean. Tribute one, either draw one, and then if you know, tributed one of your own monsters, you could search like a big monster, a big Dark from your deck. Most of the time just Diablos, or, well, I guess maybe the Sky hand trap. So another, at least Thoroughblade, and that's why the second site is in here, because of that. Even though there is a risk of, you know, you drawing into the artifact site, then there's still Heavy Storm Duster to hit that, and that's why I kind of prefer it in the main deck, even though it might be deadly against a lot of matchups. So that's something that you have to, you know, well, I guess test for yourselves. Extravagance in the main deck over Prosperity, but the thing is that Prosperity could give you more options to dig your deck, or at least to dig in your deck for Lilith, right? Or any other combo piece. Then again, I kinda prefer the +1, so the draw 2 +1 off of Extravagance, but again, it might be personal preference. Plus, maybe if you're on a budget, that's definitely, you know, reasonable to go for Extravagance instead of the Pot of Prosperity. So the new Alice, I guess it's, you know, it's just fine as a one-off. It's kind of like a Debris Dragon, normal summon Alice to reborn, I guess Lilith. Plus, when she's like tributed, for example, off of, let's say, Lilith, you can get a search again, so that, you know, search like a monster. So that's fantastic for the archetype. Plus, she's searchable on her own, so I don't feel you should be making more than one, maybe 2, but then it's like, well, if you open with 1, she's kind of like that card. Then again, she does have the special summoning effect, so. But again, the first turn, it's not really live, since you don't really want to banish a trap from your hand. So it's give it or take. You know, I guess she's just fine as a one-off. And things escalated too quickly. Levianir hits the board, losing my super polymerization. But let's face it, if I, you know, kept the super poly in hand, this was gaining either way. Right, because again, there was like an extra deck play. I guess there's probably, I don't know, 600 left? Might have been enough, but it's fine though. So again, going second, again, the biggest weakness of the deck is going second. Then again, there is the field spell, Lair of Darkness, that can, you know, tribute your opponent's monsters away. But still, your opponent has, at least has the ability to potentially negate the field spell. So there is that, plus Super Poly. Super Poly is there, it's a fantastic going second card also. Not against a lot of decks, but again, the field spell makes everything dark, so, you know, your Super Poly can basically hit everything on the field. Already hit, or at least revealed the Sky hand trap, so normal summon level 4. Try to at least use the effect, I believe it's a cost, right? You know, and then Solemn Strike negating the effect. That's a big bummer, But I was like, no, I still, can have like a comeback play, use punishment and then try to drop the Sky Prison, but I get Gamut. And this, I guess, is game over because Gamma on its own is far too powerful. It drops the Omega rips another card from my hand, and now, yeah, this doesn't really matter too much. Prosperity is going to extend, I guess, but it's probably going for next turn, or is there still the capability? Yeah, the level 5 is going. No, level 5? Yeah, the level 5 or level 6. Level 6, yeah, level 6 one. Sword Soul monster is indeed going to synchro up for another Baroness, and that's a problem since Baroness hits my field spell, and not even a Lilith top deck would have been fantastic with the field spell still face up, but nope. But that's why Baroness is one of those new and upcoming cards that it's. It's quite overpowered, but that's, how it goes. Staple for Sword Soul. Last tool, going first. Extravagance again for the 2 beneficial draws, the +1. Again, a fantastic opening hand. Well, it's good. Having Lilith plus Sky Palace and go from there. Or Sky Prison. Not Sky Palace, but again, get Gamut. It's fine though, I can still recover. 2 sets, both punishments. That's a bit iffy. Punishment indeed should be activated here and end this hitting the token, but I get called by and I was like, I should have done this the other way around. But okay, I'm not getting punished by this, so that's fine, I can still recover. And okay, I draw back to the front, and that's quite good. I think I have Lilith in the graveyard because it was destroyed by Gamma earlier, so this is fine. This is like the situation you want to be. You have Lilith plus the field spell to potentially tribute your opponent's monsters away once per turn. Again, that's fantastic. Plus the plus off of Lilith search, so that's great. That's again the setup you want to have. So hit the token and this hitting the back row, so that probably, gives me the 100% chance I can get off the Sanctum, Sanctum into Artifact site, and that should be game over, since next turn I can, just attack over the monsters and, well, probably not for game, but again, back to the front is there, Lilith will just fetch more traps, and this indeed should lock up the duel. So the new support is quite good. Who knows, the deck might get more support in the next upcoming days, but I'll definitely update the build if that's the case. If it's noteworthy, that is right. But I like the deck in a nutshell. It's quite straightforward. It's not that hard to play. It's cool, so definitely give the deck a try. So yeah, side is still in the field. Yeah, Extravagance for the pet. But yeah, again, the 2 draws, so crazy here in the deck. 3 draws, reveal Sky Palace again. But this should be more than enough to attack for game. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Beat him signing out. Peace.